So, we know that you're very active and very savvy in the use of multimedia, especially more recently and seemingly at increasing amplitude. But as you said, you have your website, you have your professional blog, you have Cardiff's blog, you've been active on YouTube, been on MSNBC, Animal Planet. Can you describe this process and really how you got involved?
It has been a long 3.5 years since I started doing this. Well, I always wanted to have some kind of role in the media as a veterinarian. Not being an actor, not really having an interest in being a celebrity necessarily. I wanted to have a platform on which I can speak where I'm an expert through my education and my experience, and that's where establishing myself as a media veterinarian has kind of come into play. So it all began about 3.5 years ago when my former neighbor, who is a PR guy and a book publisher, suggested I do some media work, and I didn't really know what to do or how. And being in LA and having all of it happen around me, I figured there has to be some way that I can kind of get my message out there, even just about basic pet care, even just starting off with that, and then once I have a following, start talking about more holistic type pet care. And so he created a couple projects for me to do. I paid him, I contracted with him to do that. He got me some projects. I liked doing it, I loved to write, and so I just kept on working and really trying to write about my experiences and the things that I think are relevant for pet owners, lots of takeaway messages, and it just kept on building and building. And I network everywhere I go. I try to, if there's somebody that I like the work that they're doing, I will make a connection to them. I'll comment on their article or get an introduction to them through LinkedIn or something like that. So really just being willing to take the time to try to establish relationships and keep building relationships and seeing where they go in different directions has been great. And so it really just kind of has led from one thing to another, and I recognize that working in the media is something that I really see as a larger portion of my career in the future, kind of tailoring down my clinical practice where I'm still working with clients in their homes and at the Veterinary Cancer Group, providing a high level of care and customer service, but then also developing this other type of aspect of my career, which I kind of look as my retirement career, because it's something that I love to do, that I do all the time, wherever I go, and I just have to figure out ways to try to make it a little bit more of a means of financially supporting myself. So it's a lot of trial and error, and it's a lot of work, but if you really want to do it and you stick with it, like with anything, you can make it successful.
Awesome. And it's funny, I just was writing a paper as a final assignment for a class that we have here at Western U. It's called Vet Issues, which kind of focuses on the non-medical aspects of the veterinary field, and it was kind of the assignment was looking, projecting yourself into the future and what kind of area you want to live in, what type of practice you want to do, and what things you can do as not only a medical professional but just as a citizen to increase awareness about animal welfare issues or whatever you find passionate. And there was a lot of talk about the multimedia type of path to go down. So along those lines, like, what would you suggest as a starting point for students like myself or Sonia and lots of others out there as well to really get involved?
I think that's a really good question, because it all is kind of founded on education, where you want to try to help other people through what you've learned and what you've experienced. So I think instead of just thinking and wanting, actually do it. Start writing things down, keep an ongoing file of different topics that you'd like to maybe pitch to established media organizations. I think creating a website is not that challenging to do. There's a lot of technical aspects of it too that can be beyond what you may know how to do and what you can best do yourself. So hiring somebody to create a website that can feature your writing, that also will be like a business card for you as well. And also using your experience through social media as well. So there's something that affects you as a veterinary student, you put it on your Facebook site, other people that you know through your school or personally will comment on it or share it with who they know. You putting things on Twitter, if you want to make a pet health video or something like that, putting that on YouTube. There's so many different ways you can use what's free and already available. It's just a matter of actually doing it. So I think the first thing I would suggest would be writing something down, creating an outline. If you don't want to write it, handwritten, type it. If you don't want to type it, speak it and have it become dictation. Just get it from a thought into an actual process and then keep dedicating time to doing it.